y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Janelle. This is Janelle Ray Budgets, and y'all, we are here for Christmas Wednesdays. This has definitely become my favorite one to stuff. Okay, so we're gonna move this one out of the way. Not sure if I'm gonna use that or not yet, but also in this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the things that I learned in the first year of starting my Etsy shop, in case there are people out there that are interested or thinking of starting an Etsy shop. The first thing I want to say is that it can be scary. It really can. When I started my Etsy shop, it was 2021 was when I first started putting stuff on my Etsy shop. I didn't start with any physical items. I started mostly with just digital stuff. And, I didn't see a huge amount of sales, but it was just getting out there. Then when I took my break from YouTube, I kind of took a break from Etsy too. I didn't really leave the stuff up there. So I kind of I had digital stuff still, but it wasn't really anything. I wasn't adding anything. I wasn't, I wasn't putting any new listings out there. I wasn't really pushing myself for advertising or anything like that. Which, mind you, I do not like to advertise and push myself, but it is part of the business. So when I came back in October of 2022, I decided that I would put out a few more things. So I started making some envelopes, and I made, I didn't do a lot of them. I did a few sets here and there of just some cute like paper that I had found or stuff like that. They had sold, but I wasn't really pushing anything. In January of 2023, and to be exact, it is 1 year to the day, today, that I decided I was going to put cutouts in my shop. So I started with the sets of cutouts that I started with were the coffee gnomes, the Valentine gnomes, the St. Patrick's gnomes, unicorns, dinosaurs, and Mickey and Minnie. Their heads. It was their heads. Those are the first sets of scratch offs that I put into the shop, and y'all loved them. So I started creating more. I put more scratch offs on. I put more cutouts in. I put more of that in, and then that was basically my business for a while, was cutouts. I did a lot of cutouts. I don't know the exact date. I want to say around April, I decided to create my first binder, and that was the mystery scratch off binder. Was just what it is. It was 12 months monthly mystery scratch off binder, and it was 12 months of scratch offs, and you scratched offs and saved. I did it last year, all year, for my son. And then I put out the second binder, which was the monthly mystery scratch off, plus, what was it? $1,500. I think it was $1,500 plus scratch off bonus. So it had the sections on the front, and you checked them off as you went. And then on the back side, it had scratch offs. Those were the two binders that I started with. Y'all, you guys have loved my stuff, and I cannot thank you enough for for you guys accepting my stuff in and loving it and stuff. And so those were the first things that started, and it was scary, you guys. It was scary, especially when you start getting orders and stuff like that, and you're producing these items. And I'm not gonna lie, my first binders were very not well made. I was learning, and we were doing the lamination wrong. I was doing the lamination wrong. So a lot of the envelopes were coming apart, and I was replacing a lot of envelopes. I was, trying to do things correctly, which brings me to the next thing because like I said, I'm talking about things that people should know to start an Etsy shop. So first of all, the first thing you should know is it's going to be scary. It is, but you have to take that leap. You have to. If you are thinking about it and you have ideas in your head, go ahead. Y'all, take that leap. Do it. Put it out there, because I guarantee probably somebody out there is going to love your stuff. And it might not take off right away. It might take a little while for you to get an item that really pushes. But once you get out there, you'll start seeing the growth. You'll start seeing So I'm not very good at this, you guys, so I'm trying. So then the second thing that is very important, which brings me back to the envelopes falling apart and that kind of stuff. You guys, I'm being really raw and honest with you. It was embarrassing to have these products that I was sending out and people messaging me back that the envelopes were coming apart. That was all embarrassing. We have it now. I have it now. Like, it is fixed. It is very rare for an envelope to come apart. I think one of the 2024 binders that I sent out just very recently, the envelopes came apart on somebody, and the only thing I can say about that is, and I'm not blaming her because she doesn't know, she's never done it before, but my son's um, girlfriend was helping me, and I think she cut them just a little bit too close and broke the seal. And if you break that seal, y'all know, if you make envelopes, if you break that seal, it's really hard to get it to seal back up. So it's all under control. But that person was super nice about it, and all of that. So that brings me to my second point: customer service, y'all. If you sorry about my son. If you cannot, 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Everybody is home, and now my other son, who is outside shoveling, is now throwing snow at my window. My 17-year-old. Okay, so it is kind of chaotic around here, and I didn't have any other time to film, so you guys get it. I'm sorry. So the second thing is customer service. Y'all, customer service is extremely important, and I hope that I do my best. I really do. I hope that I am good at helping things and making things correct and right. I try my best. I love you guys. I truly, truly, truly love my customers. They are all super amazing, super understanding, and I cannot thank you guys enough for being the customers that you are. So customer service is a huge part of Etsy, and if it's not something that you think you can do, then it's probably not the best idea to open an Etsy shop. Okay, so we're going to take a little break, stuff a few things, and then I will talk about a few more things. So I hope that you guys are like this type of video. I've never done anything like this before because I have a really hard time with teaching. Like, I teach my kids, but I teach them out of a book. So I don't really have to, teach them. Yeah. So I'm not really good at teaching, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that was $20, and that is not where I was supposed to start. So she got an extra little thing right there. So we'll skip her if we get to her. But I was supposed to start back here on this little Grinch. He's the one that marks where we go. So let's see. We're going to roll this. And we got 5. So let's put 5. And do we want to roll one more time? No, because I like to make it through everything. I like to try to get to every envelope. So we're going to do that. Okay, and then maybe if my envelope would open. All right, and then we have this one here. Let's see, we've already used blue. I'm looking for colors, maybe this green, this bright green we haven't used. So 5, 10, 15, I'm going to do her bow in green. I know it's supposed to be pink, but that's okay. So 5, 10, 15. Let's see if there is another 5 in here. I might. There is not, but I can still do this way. So 10 and 2 5s and get a 20. Okay. So. All right. So how's everybody's week going? Let's say it, guys. Everybody say it with me. It is hump day. Woo woo. So it is, like, I'm sure that everybody knows because it's like the same everywhere, but it is like super cold, or it was super cold, and yeah. So we're starting to warm up here. Well, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm filming this on Monday. We're supposed to be starting to warm up in by tomorrow. We're supposed to be back up to like 34, I think, and snow and whatever. It's been snowing like all day. Looks like it's starting to slow down a little bit out there, but I'm not sure. The forecast for Wednesday is that it's supposed to be warmer. My son does not have school tomorrow because of the temperature. I'm going to finish this one. I am just going to finish it because I have a $20 bill right here. So he does not have, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So finished 115. Well, yeah, we'll call it the 15th because I already told you guys I am filming this ahead of time. So that's a finished challenge. This is $100. We will put in the Grinch binder, and now I need a new challenge. Okay, so what was I saying? It is supposed to warm up by Wednesday. My son does not have school tomorrow because it is still supposed to be cold. So they canceled school already, which I always find weird because you never know what it's going to be when you wake up. Like, I mean, we could wake up tomorrow morning and it could be 40 degrees out and they could have totally went to school, but they already canceled it. So he gets another day off school, which is fine. My 8-year-old and my 6-year-old did some negotiations with me this morning, and they were like, Mom, since it is Martin Luther King Day and the regular schools are out, can we have the day off too? And we'll do 2 lessons tomorrow. And I was like, I don't know why I just rolled that. This is not a rolling. I was like, I didn't know how to negotiate that. So I was like, fine, yeah, totally can, as long as you understand that you have 2 lessons to do tomorrow. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, double or skip. So let's see. We're going to scratch this one. Oh my gosh, double or skip again? Does that mean I double it? Oh, well, that's not bad. So double 2 is 4, and then double 4 is 8. So 10. Wow. And then we have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so let's take a little break here and I will tell you something else. So the other thing that I wish I would have done sooner in my Etsy career is learn the policies. So Etsy has quite a few policies. They're not really hard policies to understand, obviously, but they are definitely policies that you as the seller will want to know and understand. So my suggestion is to take some time and learn those policies. You don't have to memorize them because they are always available to you, but at least have some sort of a knowledge of the policies and what's going on, because it definitely will help you later on in the game if you have knowledge of things that Etsy expects from you. So definitely take some time and learn those policies. I wish I would have done it earlier. I have taken the time now to go through and read some of the policies and try to get to know them, but definitely, go through and learn those policies. I mean, that's all I can say. So when you're going to start your Etsy shop, I mean, if you want to open your Etsy shop and then learn the policies, that would probably be okay, but just make sure you take the time to learn and understand the policies, Etsy policies. Another thing is photography skills. Not necessarily the photography part of it, but if you're doing digital items or you're doing something like that, take the time to learn the size that the Etsy upload is. Take the time to, make it look nice. Put a background behind it, so that when people look at your thumbnail, they can see the whole item that they're purchasing and not just a really blown up picture of it, because it makes it hard to understand what they're buying. And a lot of people shop by looks. It's window shopping. So if you see something that you like, if the look of it is pleasing to you, then chances are you're going to want to purchase that item. When I first opened my shop, I wasn't doing the listing photos that I do now. Now I take the time to try to make the listing photo look like something that I would want to click on. I think it's really important to make sure that your listing photos look good and appealing. Shipping and packaging. That's another thing. Learn shipping and packaging. Etsy does most of it for you, for the most part, but you will have to learn like what kind of envelopes you're going to send in. where like the Etsy has different options. They have ground, they have, first class, they have all this stuff. And then international, if you decide to ship international, really, really, really learn to understand international. Etsy does a really good job of international shipping for you. When I went to my other website, because I hadn't really taken the time, and now I've looked into it, but now since I hadn't taken the time to look at the shipping of international, there was a slight misunderstanding with an international that was shipped. I am no longer going to be shipping internationally from my website just because it is a big pain. It is a big pain. Etsy takes care of it for you. They really do. And they do a pretty good job of it. But you want to make sure that you have, something to weigh your packages on, that you have a thermal label printer to print, because Etsy expects you to have tracking numbers. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. So it's just a lot easier to have a printer, a label printer that you just print the label out of. Um, let's see, what else can I give you? Social media marketing. Like I said, I am not super, I try really hard. So there's 10, 13, 11, 12, 13, 14. Woo! I try really hard to promote myself like on Instagram and YouTube and that, but that's pretty much it. I don't put myself on Facebook. I'm sure that if you wanted to, you could. So marketing is it's a huge deal. And you know what, guys? Let's see. I'm just going to write 10 and put this $10 in here because I don't want to take the chance of another IOU. Okay, so we finished here. Anyway, so I was saying, take the time to learn about marketing. Etsy does have ads that you can run. I do run ads for my business. I do have ads set up. I don't have a huge budget, but I do have ads. But marketing is a huge. If you don't put yourself out there, then you won't. People. How will people know who you are if you don't put yourself out there? So that's a big one. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Um, my desk is an absolute mess, so we're just going to use this calculator. If we do 38 plus 39, that's 77. And I, of course, don't have any change. So 20, 40, well, $100. Let's see, plus 40 is 117. So I have 100. So let's see here. We're going to definitely cross off this one and this one. I'm $17 short. So I need to IOU this $17 to make sure that I know what I am doing and keeping track of it. So we're going to IOU this $17, and then I'm going to go ahead and cross out the 40 because once I put that $17 in there, it'll be those three numbers that are done. So, and we are, look at that, stuffed another envelope. Well, not all the way through, but we did stuff another one. Okay, so a few other things just real quick. Financial management. That's huge, guys. That is huge. It is so big because if you are going to do physical items, your Etsy money, if you are doing it like how I do it and most of the people that I know, you want your Etsy money to cover your shipping. You want it to cover your costs for supplies and stuff that you're using to make your stuff. You want it to cover all of that. Plus, you got to think about taxes because if you make over a certain amount, you got to pay self-employment tax. And that was a huge hit to me. Like, I didn't understand that. I had my mom to help me out, luckily, because she's done taxes for a very long time. So she had kind of an understanding, and they're also self-employed. So she did have a knowledge of what it was going to be. But you guys, I didn't start putting away for taxes until way later than I should have. So that is definitely also something you should put away for. From what I understand, you should take 15% of every Etsy payout that you get, and that should go into for saving for taxes. I know there's some people that do more, like 20% just to cover it, just in case. I'm doing 20% just because I want to make sure I have enough now that I'm doing it. And then I'm also doing extra, as you guys see in my savings challenge videos. I'm also putting an extra 40. That's not on top of what I take out. When I get my Etsy pay, the money that I take out for taxes automatically gets I automatically transfer it. So you guys don't see that part of it, but that I do transfer 20%, and then I'm also adding extra on top of it. So if I don't use it all, that's fine. It'll be there for next year. If I use it all, I will be very sad, but but at least I plan for it, you guys. That is the biggest thing that I can say, is definitely plan for that. A lot of people don't think about it, but it is. When you start your own business, it's a self-employment tax, and it's there, and it does have to be paid. So that's definitely something to think about. Um, and then there's a lot of other things out there, like um, check around to see, before you put an item out there, look around and see if there's something that is similar to it, or that somebody else is already doing. If your item is enough different that it doesn't look exactly like the one that's already out there, then I'd say that's okay. But just make sure that I think Liz says it all the time, there's enough room for all of us at the table, but not when we're sitting on each other's laps. So when I decided to do my cutouts, I looked everywhere for cutout savings challenges. There were 2 shops that were doing them or had them in their shop, but they weren't doing them a lot, and nobody was doing gnomes. That's why I decided to start with gnomes. I didn't see any unicorns. I didn't see anything like that. There was a sweater weather one, a um, gumball machine one with a few other things, and I think just a couple other things, but I stayed away from those items. I didn't want to put out the same thing that somebody else was doing, which is why I went with gnomes and unicorns and dinosaurs. And back then I went with Mickey and Minnie. So anyways, just look around and make sure that you're not copying something directly. Try to make it your own. Try to make it original. Your shop is your shop, and you should be known for something that you want to be known for. So I hope that this was helpful, to someone. I know that I ramble a lot, but I hope I got my points across. First of all, first and foremost, like I said, opening an Etsy shop it's scary. It's scary. It's the same as starting a YouTube channel. Starting a YouTube channel for me was very scary. And my first videos were horrible. They were horrible. I used a cell phone that I propped up on a shelf that was above my desk in my old house, above my desk. So it was and I propped just enough of the camera off the edge. So literally like this, you guys. And the camera was hanging just off the edge, just enough to film, as you can see my ring light, to film it. I have upgraded my equipment since then, but it took a while to get there. And if you go back and watch my first videos, oh my gosh, the ones from 2021, whoo, I go back there sometimes and I'm like, wow, girl, look how far you've come. Seriously, look how far you've come. And you know what? It has a lot to do with you guys, because, without you guys supporting my shop, supporting my channel, I have members now. I mean, I never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be this person. I didn't. When I put those scratch offs out in in my shop, I did not know that I was going to end up where I'm at. And so I know this turned into a really chatty video, but I want you guys to know that you can be uncomfortable and start something and put yourself out there and watch yourself grow, because you will. You really will. So all that to say that, I thank you guys. I do. I thank you guys. If you have recently signed up for a membership, I will be getting your freebies out. Anybody that signs up today or after will get February's freebie, but you will still be available for the discount, the member only discount. And is that all? That's all, I think, guys. But like I said, I haven't quite decided on the sale yet. So we'll see about that, but I think that would be kind of fun to do, just certain items. So okay, I think that's all I got. So I hope that you guys learned something. Seriously, put yourselves out there. You can do it. I'll be rooting for you. If you do decide to open an Etsy shop or start a YouTube channel, message me. I will be your first supporter, promise. So put yourself out there, and we will see y'all in the next video. Hopefully it'll be Sunday, Friday, I don't know. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.